Young Adult Podcast.
Welcome to podcast 168.
168.
We're rolling here. We're focused. We're rolling. We are, I'm a little depressed.
Yeah.
I am.
Yep. I know.
I'm not just depressed. I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, I was going to say disappointed.
I'm burnt out. It's only
Upset.
week one. Completely burnt out in week one.
You know what's really sad?
Oh, tell me. Tell me more about sadness.
Last week during the podcast, we were doing our Lions predictions. And we had sent out a text to my dad.
Yes.
And he didn't respond in time to be on the podcast. But I have pulled up the text that he sent me last week after the podcast was done being recorded. You want to know what he said?
Yeah.
He said, I'm not sure what to think. I'm thinking it's a blowout loss by 17. He said, I still believe they'll win 11 or 12 games this year, but I think this one goes in the loss category.
It was such a loss.
And
they looked lost in the loss.
Yeah.
Especially their offense.
I
I don't even know what's going on here.
It was just so sad.
It's been a sad, well, I'll tell you right now, ever since Ben Johnson went to the Bears,
Yeah.
I've been a little sad.
Yeah. I agree.
And it's ruined a lot of my joy for this upcoming season.
Right.
Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a little spark of joy back here in the first preseason game, and it went downhill.
Terrible.
There was nothing fun about that game. Then the whole preseason was like
Bad.
just boring and bad. Then you're like, all right, week one, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. Woo, we're back, baby. And what a flop. What a lame showing.
Lame. Yeah.
Lame.
It was just so lame.
It was bad.
It was bad.
So I have absolutely no clue what to do with this Sunday's game versus the Bears.
I have no idea.
I do not have my finger on the pulse. I thought I did.
Yeah, right. I thought I did too.
I thought we were going to do the Packers, what the Packers did to us.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I don't have no idea what to think about with the Bears.
So I don't know what's going on with the Bears. I'm really, really at a loss. You should text your dad about his pick.
All right.
And we'll see if he gets it in. But I'm going to make my prediction. And I was surprised. I looked at the spread versus the Bears. We're 5.5 point favorites.
What?
Yeah, that's a big number. Vegas is telling us that they don't think much of the Bears at all. And they didn't look very good when they played on Monday Night Football. I watched the first quarter.
Okay. I didn't watch any of Monday
I watched
game.
the first quarter and that's it. And then I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. Rather be with my wife and, stuff like that. We just watched our show. We wanted to. We ate ice cream.
Yeah.
Anyway, Monday night. Anyway, I didn't watch much. But what I saw, the Bears looked completely out of rhythm.
Yeah.
They were moving. They could move the ball, but it was frantic and it was wild and it was chaotic. They didn't look in control at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. I mean, the Lions didn't look good either. It's not like I'm like, oh, here we go,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to pick. I'm just gonna go with Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick a Lions victory. Do I think they win by 5.5 or more? No way.
Yeah.
But I do. The number says they're gonna win, so I guess I'm going with a win.
Yeah. I feel like I was going to do the same thing in the same boat, different reason. I'd have looked at zero predictions. I've been so sad that I haven't even listened to sports podcast or anything.
Nothing.
So I have no idea what other people are saying. I'm going to go with a W. And here is my reason for going with the W. Is that Detroit hasn't lost back-to-back games under Dan Campbell since their that second half of the season 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think Dan Campbell wants this one so bad against Ben Johnson.
Man. We'll see.
That's not a good reason because they looked terrible on Sunday.
No, I know. There's two things I'm gonna hang my hat on. I believe in the yo-yo effect, up, down.
Yeah.
They were way down.
Way down.
I think they're going to be up because of that. Then our run defense was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Josh Jacobs is a fantastic running back. We held him to 3.5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And their running backs are not as good as Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
And so I'm just thinking the run game. I can hang my head on two things: the yo-yo effect and the run defense. That's it. That's all I can do. I didn't see anything else that I could hang my head on for the whole entire game.
No.
So if it goes like it went last week, we're going to lose.
Right.
So we've got to make major improvements.
100%.
We need a new offensive interior line anyway. All right. Which actually, this rolls in quite nicely into our actual podcast
It
today.
rolls in perfectly.
Okay. We are going to talk about this dirty little word called expectations.
Expectations.
And this ruins people's lives.
Sure
Expectations. There were a lot of expectations about the Lions this year.
Yep.
Because of that, this game has killed me.
Yeah.
And I heard last year,
Okay.
there were some ex-football players warning fans about expectations.
Okay.
They said what happens is expectations will get so high that even after a victory, you're upset because you expected even a better performance.
Right. Okay.
I've hit that. I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah. I've been there for sure.
I'm there right now, and it's ruining my joy.
Yeah.
And this dirty little word called expectation has not just ruined my joy for watching the Detroit Lions because my expectations are so high that they can't even meet them.
Yeah.
Okay. But this little word has actually ruined other parts of my life that are way more important than the Detroit Lions.
Right.
I was at a conference, leadership conference years ago.
Okay.
And there was a pastor speaking. I had never heard of this man before. I had no indication or expectations, might I say,
Yeah.
about this man.
All right.
But he was scheduled to speak, and I was there, and here we go. Immediately, I liked him.
Awesome.
Right from the get-go.
Love it.
There was just something about him.
Yeah.
He was low-key.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, obviously he takes the stage after this worship. And this is his first time at the conference. Now, I had been to this conference numerous times, so I knew what to kind of expect. So this conference does something unique. It actually takes worship members from about 10 different churches or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's the worship team for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And those churches are attending, so it's fun to see, hey, there's our guitar player. And this church is hey, there's our backup singer. And this church is hey, that's our drummer. But they kind of pull the best of the best from each church.
Yeah, so they pull the high talent.
Yeah, they pull the real high talent. And it's unbelievable. The worship is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so this guy, his name, did I say his name yet?
No, you didn't say his name.
It's Pastor Greg Surratt. And he's from California. And he's don't know who he is. But anyway, he gets up there. The first thing he says is, wow. This worship team is so good. My worship team sucks. And immediately I'm like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah.
I like this guy a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
He's like, but I can't go back to my worship now. And this is getting even funnier.
Yeah.
And he starts teaching. And he has this section of teaching about expectations.
Okay.
And he shared this story. And he says he's got a very large church.
Yeah.
And he kind of makes fun of his church a lot. He calls his church the slowest growing mega church in all of history.
Okay.
And he shares a story a bit about how their church started and kind of where it went and all this stuff. But he says they got to a point where they're large now. And they had all these expectations for Easter.
Okay.
I think they wanted like 30,000 people.
Wow. Okay.
I know, kid.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's insane.
Right? So they set their expectations, they set their prayers. The staff is ready to go. I think they had something like 25,000 people show up.
Dang.
Monday morning, he's depressed.
That's crazy.
And he had a huge revelation, which was the only reason he's depressed is because he created a number
Yeah.
from his own heart. He
Yeah.
had created a number called 30,000.
Yeah.
And because they didn't reach that, he deemed the weekend of Easter a complete failure.
Man, that's crazy.
Isn't that interesting?
It seems like let me rephrase. It sounds crazy to say about that situation, but then if you turned it around and flipped it on me, man, how many times have I done that? Like, ooh, we just threw a big event. I was hoping to get 100 teenagers. We had 93. Right? Like,
And you're kind of like I hate to say this out loud, but like you're a little angry.
yeah,
You're like sad.
yeah, definitely. I'll
You're
get
even like
really sad.
real down. Your mood is bad.
Yeah,
And you hate to say it out loud. You don't want to tell your spouse like that you're actually upset,
right.
but all your feelings are not good.
Yeah.
You're laying your head down at night. You're having a hard time sleeping. And everybody else is happy.
Yeah,
And there's one reason you're unhappy. It's because you set an expectation
Yeah.
of 100.
yeah.
Now, who told you to do that?
No way.
Nobody. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
There wasn't pressure from leadership.
No.
No, there wasn't. So you made up a number
Yep.
and you didn't reach it,
Didn't reach it.
and now you're the whole thing's ruined.
Big bummer.
Big bummer.
Oh, yeah.
So this pastor Greg Surratt, his whole lesson
Yeah.
was, pastors, you need to lower your expectations. I had never heard this before.
Wow. Yeah.
Anytime you ever hear anybody leadership talk, any kind of pastor talk about the vision for the future,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's like write a vision so large that only God can accomplish it.
Oh yeah.
This
I
guy's
had to have
saying-
heard that like 1,000 times, right?
Yeah. And you know what? I found you don't hear that much anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, but this guy is saying the exact opposite. And it's the whole room's laughing. But I'm noticing something as this pastor is teaching us. I'm actually noticing the room is laughing, getting light. The atmosphere is improving.
Yeah.
And you are realizing you are given this moment to release yourself of this bondage called expectation. He's giving you a chance. And he actually said something even greater. He goes, you know what I've got? My expectations are for this year's Easter. I'm saying my expectations lower attendance than I had last year.
Wow. Okay.
He goes, you know why? Because we're gonna go over it, and I'll have tricked my brain into big success.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
And he goes, where did this all start? Where does this all come from? We have got to create systems where we actually have sparks of joy.
Yeah.
He talked about this. And this can apply to so many areas of life. Mm-hmm. I would say we should apply this kind of routine to almost every area of our life. Mm-hmm. And this just might be, a hot take, but I'm not sure. But think about it.
I'm thinking about it.
What about you go to the gym,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, my expectations this week is just to get to the gym one time.
Man, I already did it.
So if you went twice,
Be feeling great.
you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is this a good idea? Is this something we should be like doing?
Well, you know what I think is interesting is that I think that you kind of have to, at least this is
Should
what I
we
would
balance
say.
this out somehow?
I think you have to marry the two. Like, have this drive to continually get better without the pressure of a self-made expectation. And like if I'm going to the gym, let's run with that. So if I'm going to the gym and my expectation is, hey, I just want to get to the gym one time this week. As long as I'm not just going to the gym one time every week, you know, like you're never going to build muscle going to the gym one time a week.
I don't think you can.
I mean, unless you spend, you know, your one time a week, you're there for 12 hours, maybe.
Yeah, I think then you would actually. Yeah, you're right.
But like, you know, nobody's doing that. So if you want to see growth, like, you know, if you want your muscles to get bigger, you have to do more than 1 hour. But if you're like, hey, this is where I'm going to start and I'm going to try to beat this every week. But I need to do like minimum this, like this is my expectation is to do this, but I'm going to try to beat it. I think that you would start, you know, you'd start going twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. You'd work out longer. Like, I think you would.
Mm-hmm. I think if you've got all these expectations for your life and it's causing you to be angry and depressed,
Yeah.
you've got to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually just was reading a story, of a guy who's kind of reflecting back on his time in high school. And I thought this was really interesting. He talked about how growing up in the kind of the community he grew up in, the home he grew up in, there was this expectation placed on everyone to try to go to the best college possible. And so he kind of created this scenario where he's like, I need to do really well in high school so I can go to a really good college. He's like, I was going for like an Ivy League college so that I can get the degree, so that I can get the best job, so that I can be happy. Like that was kind of his like stair step in his life. And
I think that's a lot of people's logical stair step.
Yeah. And so he said, but he would kill himself in high school to get the right grade, to work the hardest, to get his grade point average up. He told this crazy story where he said he was a sophomore and he failed a chemistry test. And he said he got the test back from the teacher. She like handed him the paper. And he literally is like, I threw like a 2-year-old temper tantrum. He's like, I was just
Anger.
Cursing.
Wow.
I shredded the paper up, stormed out, and it was all internal. It was all in himself. He's like, how could I be such an idiot? I'm so stupid. Just like
Terrible.
Yeah. And he said he went his whole high school career with his goal was get into an Ivy League school. And that was the expectation that he had of himself. You know, it didn't, like, nobody else was like, you need to do this, but this was the expectation he had of himself. There was maybe some pressure from outside, but like, nobody said you should throw a temper tantrum if you get an F. Like, that was all his own pressure. And he said he was miserable.
Yeah.
He said, I went through all of high school miserable. And I just think that could be so true of us that, man, if I have this expectation, or if even like with our job, okay, in 2 years, I'm going to hit this point. I'm going to get this promotion. I'm going to go to this job, right? Like,
you don't know if you'll ever get any of it.
Yeah.
Jesus even shares a story of a farmer who's got all these crops and he realized his barn wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to build bigger barns and he done all this like, he's going for it.
Yeah.
And then he never took care of his own personal soul.
Yeah.
He never asked the Lord. I think this is really the biggest point of this parable that Jesus tells us. This man never stopped to just ask God, Lord, what do you want with my life?
Yeah.
And instead, he just pushed and pushed and pushed, never took care of his soul, never once acknowledged God, and he died, and his soul was held accountable.
Yeah.
And he didn't measure up.
Yeah.
Now, I say this. I mean, we're just thinking this out. I don't know if we're on the right track. I don't know if we're helping anybody or not. But like, there's such a difference between this like personal plan I can create,
Yeah.
and then versus this is really what I feel like the Lord wants me to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I can create a personal plan. I don't know what we call that.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Personal plan. I don't know. I don't have a better term for it.
like eat healthy, go to the gym, provide for my family, be a good dad.
Yeah.
Take care of my house, my yard. It's all just like personal stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and then though there is this. I feel like I have this calling from the Lord on my life.
Come on.
And I feel like when I set my expectations really high outside of the Lord's will, it tends to kind of be a source of frustration.
Yeah.
But then when I like set my expectations based upon the call of God and the voice of the Lord, I tend to have a ton of peace and joy in the journey.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like quite explain it, but for me personally, there are seasons of my life where I feel like the Lord has called me to like, this is what I want you to do. Set your heart on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like this almost impossible task.
Yeah. Right.
But I set my heart on it, and as I lean into it and set my heart on it, and I focus on the Lord and I follow the Lord, the path just kind of becomes how it is. It's the Lord leading me. But when I just try to do things in my own strength and I try to set my expectations really hard based upon setting things in my own strength, I tend to get real down and out.
Yeah.
Real down and out.
Yeah. And I think that I was just thinking about that passage. I think it's Psalm 119. I know it's Psalm 119. I'm trying to remember the exact verse, but
that's a hard one because that's a huge book.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like
176 of them. But it's where God is talking about, hey, like my word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. And if that's the way that we are following, if that's if I'm moving in the direction of, man, I feel like God has called me to do this thing and it seems really difficult, but this is where I'm going to go. It's so much easier to have like that big faith that we were talking about earlier.
It is.
And it's also like, even if you have what seems externally like a failure, it seems like it's so much easier to be like, okay, but there's still something like that. We still got to keep going. Like this isn't a reason to stop, you know? And I was thinking about there's another passage in the Bible where it talks about how man can make all the plans.
Yes.
But the Lord determines the path. Right? Like we got all these ideas, these plans, this is where I should go. But there's a path that God has. And following that is, I was going to say the easiest, but it's not the easiest. It's the best course of action every time.
Mm-hmm. Well, God's on the path.
Yeah.
So would you rather walk a hard path with God, or would you rather walk a different path without God?
I'm going to take with God every time.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because He brings the good stuff with Him.
Yeah.
Like the good stuff that we long for, the peace, the patience, the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He brings the good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I was listening to a pastor talk on a podcast recently, and he said he was talking to somebody, and they said, "Man, I just don't know how you can go through something like you're going through." And the pastor had just lost his father. He was a big patriarch in their family and pretty well known guy. And he said, "I don't know how you could go through something like you do and still trust God." And the pastor kind of stopped and he said, "Man, I don't know how people do this without God."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, the peace that I have, the joy even that I have, that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know how you would do this without God.
Yeah. have you ever gotten to a point in your life where you're like, oh, I'm really content with where I'm at. I'm really happy with where I'm at. And then you listen to somebody maybe like give a self-help talk or
Oh yeah.
talk on social media about their success.
Yeah.
And you immediately begin to think to yourself, oh, I'm no longer content. I want that now.
Yeah. You're like, dude, my life sucks.
Yeah. That's the trap of this stuff, of all this
Absolutely.
stuff. There's such a trap
Yeah.
of this stuff. And I think what we're really trying to say in a long form version is be very careful about setting some expectations for your life.
Mm-hmm.
There has been so many instances where you're like, here's just a practical example where like, okay, you look at your bank account and you look at your home and you got your wife and you got your kids and you got your cars and you got fun stuff and you got your boat, you got all your stuff. And you're like, hey, I'm at a good place. I'm doing really good. And then all of a sudden somebody your age on social media talks about how much money they have in the bank and what kind of cars they have and where they live and what their house is like. And now all of a sudden you're discontent because your expectations have been almost accidentally reset because you just so happen to accidentally listen to this tool talk.
Yeah.
That's kind of the trap of all this stuff.
Yeah. And I think if people are honest, almost everybody listening's been there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And that's why it's this dirty little word called like expectation.
Expectations.
Yeah. And it hurts us, I believe, a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, but it hurts and it helps.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things the biggest area that it helps, we've touched on this with multiple different stories and example, but I'm just going to kind of call it out, is it makes you look at the stuff that is good and you almost look right past it. Like you can't see how good this is.
Like 95 teenagers.
Right. We had 95 teenagers.
55 kids rode the bus to church on Wednesday night.
Right. And you're like, I wanted 60.
Yeah.
Like, no, there was 55 kids who, if that bus wasn't running, would never have got to church on Wednesday, wouldn't have heard the gospel, wouldn't have been loved on by volunteers, wouldn't have been in an atmosphere where we're worshiping God and the good news of the gospel is being preached. Like, there is so much good that's happening. And you're like, hey, I'm in a good spot with my bank account. Or like, I'm dating this great girl, this great guy. Like, whatever that thing is for you, right? Like I have my amazing kids and I love them. They're doing great. Like, I don't know what that is for you, but there's something. Mm-hmm. And if you have an expectation that is unrealistic or even that's just self-made,
Yeah. Like manufactured.
Yeah. Self-manufactured, just come out of nowhere. You're going to look right past all of the good stuff and just see the failure.
You will. I could probably list 5,000 churches that would be extremely excited if they pulled in 55 kids on a bus on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. And that's not even, I don't even think I'm exaggerating when I say that. I don't know how many churches there are in the United States.
Yeah.
I've read the number before. It's a very, very large number.
Yeah.
I could easily go through like the directory.
Yeah.
And just be like, name off all the churches, all the small churches, even big churches that don't have a bus ministry.
Right.
They're awesome churches, but like there's so many children's pastors and youth pastors out there. It'd be like, that would be amazing if we had a bus ministry that was just hauling in students for me.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we got that.
Yeah.
I mean, we work hard for it. Obviously, it doesn't come easy.
Right.
And it didn't come without prayer. But like, we can't just live our life looking past all the good stuff we have.
Yeah.
We'll never appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll end with this. I went to bed last night. Just so everybody knows, we're recording this on a Tuesday, so I went to bed on a Monday night, and I was having a hard time falling asleep.
Okay.
And you know what was keeping me awake?
What was keeping you awake?
frustration about the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, is that stupid or what?
Well, I would say that it's stupid, but I couldn't fall asleep on Sunday night. So.
Couldn't fall asleep Sunday night.
Yeah.
This is me Monday night. This is the next day. I'm still like,
Yeah.
and I woke up this morning, and me and my wife were drinking coffee and reading our Bibles, and I said, I got a problem on my hands, and she doesn't know what I'm about to say, but her countenance dropped. She's like,
Yeah.
What? She's like, doesn't want me to drop some sort of bomb on her, right? And I'm like, I got a problem on my hands. I am way too invested into football right now.
Yeah.
She's like, really? I was like, I couldn't even sleep last night because I'm so upset about the Lions
Yeah.
and the Bears and I'm like, I am embarrassed to be saying this stuff
Yeah.
to you. And she's like smiling a little bit, and she's so gracious and she's kind. She didn't make fun of me or she didn't laugh at me, but she actually helped me.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk myself. I'm going to do some self-talk right now as we end.
Go for it.
I was trying to tell myself last night when I couldn't sleep, this stuff is so dumb, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the course of my life. But the truth is it doesn't.
Yeah.
That I got a job. I got a great family. I got my health. I got all this. There's so many amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So much amazing stuff in my life. I should be able to lay my head down at night
Yeah.
in peace and joy.
Yeah.
And the Lions are ruining my life.
Yeah.
I got to fix some stuff.
Yeah.
And the journey has started, my friend.
All right.
Because I woke up this morning chatting with my wife. The journey has begun for me.
Come on.
I've got to fix some things. I can't let this be for me.
All right.
All right, here we go. Oh, you got anything else you want to say before we finish up?
I think that's a great way to go out. Let's go out on that. Sometimes you got to make changes
Yeah,
and do it. Go for it.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it. I'm making some changes. It's been great to be with you today, audience.
It's been good.
What was this podcast like?
Let's see. This podcast, it was like a big pot of chili. At first, you weren't so sure about it. You kind of see all that stuff going in there, and you're like, "Is that really gonna be good?" But then you let it simmer, and you get all the way through, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's good.
That's some good chili.
That's some good chili."
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's been great to be with you today, audience.
It's been a good one.
All right, I'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Go Lions.
Youth and Young Adult Podcast. Youth and Young Adult Podcast. Youth and Young Adult Podcast.